In his book, Windows of the Soul, Ken Geyer tells a story about his daughter one Sunday afternoon. So on this particular day, his young teenage daughter comes to him and says, "Will you take me to this hockey game?" He had a lot to do, but figured, why not? I'll go take my work with me, find a chair in the hockey rink, and get some work done while my daughter goes to this game. On the way over, she tells him that the reason she wanted to go to this particular game was a young man from school named Joey had invited her to come. He didn't have a lot of friends because he was handicapped with cerebral palsy. And because he had invited her, she tried her best to get a ride. Her dad had been her last option, and she was thankful that he had volunteered to spend his time at the hockey rink that afternoon. Well, Ken found a chair by a table and busied himself with work. But partway through the game, he stopped what he was doing, looked up, and started watching a scene unfold in front of his eyes. He noticed the goalie, Joey, missed a shot, and he could see his physical countenance lower. He was disappointed in himself, and then he noticed that Joey's countenance changed as he heard the cheers and words of encouragement coming from behind the goal, where Ken's daughter and a few classmates were standing. As the game progressed, Joey would block some of the pucks and miss others, and Ken watched as words of encouragement and just cheers of excitement coming from the classmates would change Joey. Ken noticed something else. He was actually getting a glimpse into his daughter's soul, a window into her soul. He could see how she was maturing into a young lady who had compassion, a young woman who was kind, a person who had decided to take her afternoon, Sunday afternoon. She could be doing anything she wanted to do, and she decided to give it to a young man who didn't have a lot of friends, making a difference in someone else's life. And he observed in his book that many times we as humans miss out on these important opportunities, these glimpses below the surface of people we love, often people who are closest to us, when we simply stop the busyness and look at what's happening through them in their lives and in the world around. I wonder how many times we in our lives miss out on important opportunities, extraordinary events that pass us by simply because we don't look up. We don't notice what's happening. The psalmist in Psalm 46, verse 10, invites us to be still and know that God is God. Imagine with me, if you will, if we could just pause life, if we could stop the busyness and be still, if we could learn how to sit back and look into the lives of those around us, even looking into what God's doing within ourselves. Imagine what we might experience, the opportunities we might have if we could just be still and take advantage of these moments in time. Why don't you try it? Stop what you're doing. Take time to intentionally pause life. See what's happening around you and see what's happening within yourself, and allow these opportunities to be a blessing to you and to others.